What up, YouTube? It's Philan Speaks back. Another video, man. All right. Real quick. Uh, so follow the Philadelphia Eagles win over the Carolina Panthers yesterday at home. 22-16, I believe the final score was. Um, this puts the Philadelphia Eagles in their ninth straight victory. All right, which is something that anyone will tell you readily. This is not easy to do in the National Football League to win 9 straight games against professional teams. The Philadelphia Eagles had went from being a team that many people believe would be a major disappointment this year. I remember all the trash talking and everything after that loss to Tampa Bay. Nobody cared about the fact that Eagles were without the whole receiving core. Nobody cared about any of that. All right, so the Eagles were 2-2. We just finished going on a 9-game winning streak, okay? Now, the majority of the stories coming out of this 9-game winning streak, of course, are about the defense, okay, being number one in the league. Vic Fangio done an excellent job. And also Saquon Barkley. So with that comes all the narratives. Saquon Barkley's carrying the team. Jalen Hurts ain't got to do nothing. Eagles ain't nothing without Saquon Barkley. The team is loaded, all this type of stuff. This has been what we've been hearing over the airwaves. And I get it. It's all cool. Now, yesterday we go into this game. So this is my question. Why now? Right? Why now? Over the last couple of weeks, Hurts has not been putting up yards, lighting it up. So why now? My guess is this. All right, the Eagles figure they're going to go in there and play the Carolina Panthers. So the idea is, hey, what? This is a game we can get right. We can just throw a bunch of passes. Even me, my prediction was that we would win 30-0. I thought, yeah, this is the time Jalen Hurts to pass 300 yards, 3 touchdown passes, get Devontae Smith back. Devontae Smith should have 100 yards. A.J. Brown should have 100 yards. No doubt about it. We're going to the game thinking that. And what happened? That shit didn't happen that way. All right, what we got was a tough game. We got a Carolina team who's been playing a lot better, who almost beat the Chiefs, who actually did beat the Buccaneers not too long ago. A team that deserves some respect. They gave a better effort than we got. So part of that came with – that was part of it. All right. So to get to what we're going to talk about, listen, Jalen Hurts did not play good yesterday. Nobody's going to sit there and tell you that. He was, 14-21, 108 yards. He did manage to throw for 2 touchdowns, run for 1. From a scoring standpoint, that's good. A lot of that came with complimentary football, short fields, also a good running game. We know the story, right? So this is my thing, though. This is my thing. We know Jalen Hurts did not play well. We know the passing game was not spectacular, has not been. Okay, we know that we're going to need the passing game to get where we want to get. I doubt that we can go into the playoffs running the ball 30 times without running into a team that is actually going to stack the box successfully and stop the run, and without putting us in a situation where now we got to pass the ball and rely on, Kellen Moore's play calling and ingenuity along with Jalen Hurts' arm. Right? I think we all understand that. So I think most Eagles fans were not happy with the game yesterday. So this is what gets me with the A.J. Brown thing. All right, listen. Had A.J. Brown not gone, and I'm going to go into in a minute about what he did, as far as talking to the media. All right, but if he did not talk to the media, and then the game ended the way it ended, I think most people would come away from that game with a lot of criticism for the passing game and for Jalen Hurts. That's exactly what would have happened. You look at the numbers. You look at many of the plays that he missed. Like, for example, the one play that Dan Orlovsky keeps running, and the same play Chase Daniel dealt with on the facility this morning, is where AJ's running I think it was a deep post, I think you would call it. I would have to look at it again, but I believe he was coming from the slot. He's running a deep post. And the safety bites, okay, the deep safety, because first of all, defense is dropping pretty much 7 and just letting 4, rush the quarterback. So you drop 7. One of the safety or the deep corner bites, and basically A.J. Brown is one-on-one with someone who has no chance of stopping him. And for some odd reason, Jalen Hurts just doesn't let the ball go, right? We don't know if he's not seeing this. We don't know if he's thinking that the He didn't catch the corner biting. We don't know what happened. Bottom line, he didn't throw the ball on something that seems to be a routine throw that he can make, which could have been a touchdown, right? And this obviously, I think, is the first catch that started to piss A.J. Brown off. Then as we look through the game, there were other instances where he's open for little slant routes, where the one in the end zone where he threw the touchdown to Devontae, he could have possibly caught a pass. There was a number of things going on. Now, this is what I'm hoping. This is what I'm hoping to put the best possible spin on it. I'm hoping, and I do believe that A.J. Brown is not necessarily only looking for his own personal numbers. I don't think it's that type of thing. What I think A.J. Brown is he's concerned, like the rest of us, that this isn't going to get it, right? Super Bowl aspirations. You run into the Lions, you got to make those plays. That's what I think. I don't want to get into thinking that it's about A.J. Brown wanting his own numbers, because if that's what it is, then we got a problem. We got to start thinking about other things, okay? But my point is, if A.J. Brown just simply goes through the game, doesn't say anything to the media, the person who's going to get all the blame, person that's going to get all the hell is going to be A.J. is going to be Jalen Hurts. But now, because A.J. Brown got to go to the media and like think that the way to handle this type of shit is to talk to someone like, these dudes in the media. Now, instead of talking about, Jalen Hurts and the passing game and what Kellen Moore could do, but now we got to talk about A.J. Brown. And that's the part of it that I don't like. You see, like, I don't know a lot of people, but the culture I come from, it's like that's not really, something that we look at. Now, I know A.J. Brown, he's from, I think he's from Mississippi or somewhere like that. I don't know how they get down there, the town that he's from. I assume in the hood is similar to how it is up here. That if someone is your homie and you got a team, it's very important that you have, like, within your group or within your team a type of an understanding, that you have communication. And I'm bothered by a couple of things. Number one, I'm bothered by the fact that, like, I thought these two guys were friends and homies. And this is what I keep hearing. Like, one is the godfather of the other one's child, or whatever, how that worked. That if in the middle of a game you have like an issue or something like that, why are they not talking to each other? Like, I don't like AJ just like talking to Devontae Smith, and you don't know what they're saying and all of that, because when you start doing those types of things, now you got a media that's looking for any reason to try to bring that to bring the Eagles down, or to at least write some stuff that says that the Eagles ain't really what they are. They're looking for any type of way to say that this team is going to fall. It's going to like fall the way they did last year. This is the type of stuff they're looking for. So they can't find flaws really with the team, and they can't really find flaws with the players. So what they're going to look for is any just little bitch behind stuff, like with guys are arguing with each other, not agreeing with this and not agreeing with that. And those are the things they're going to look for. That there's inner turmoil is the word I was looking for. And when you go to the media and you're saying things and you just on the sideline making all these faces and all of that, you create a situation where like people can start creating narratives. And that's what I don't like about what AJ is doing. Like, I love AJ Brown as the player. Like, I don't want to trade AJ Brown. I don't even want to entertain anything like that. But the problem is, like, he has to do a better job of controlling his emotions in these situations for nothing other than there's no benefit to what you're doing. Like, what he has to understand is those media guys, and the guy he was talking to in particular was Elliot Shore-Parks. And I'm going to tell you a little something about Elliot Shore-Parks. Elliot Shore-Parks is the guy years ago when Deshaun Jackson was our wide receiver and under the Chip Kelly era. It was Elliot Shore-Parks. He was the guy that put this narrative out there that Deshaun Jackson was running with the Crips, running with Bloods and Crips. That's this dude's history, right? So he the type of guy that, like, and he's always on WIP now, which is the local station for those who don't know, right? He's always on there, and he'll praise the team when they're doing good, but he also is a guy that, like, he'll take the best player on the team and ride that guy in order to, like, make himself, to blow himself up. And my point is, AJ Brown got to know these individuals that he's dealing with, these individuals that he's talking to. And when they come with these loaded questions, okay, what do you think? I mean, it's obvious. Everybody saw the game. But when he asked a loaded question, what do you think is the biggest problem with the offense? Right? What he wants A.J. Brown to say is Jalen Hurts' play. That's what he wants him to do. Right? But Jalen, he did it in a way where he just said, okay, it's just a passing game, which is a vague way of saying Jalen Hurts' play. My thing about it is this. We don't need A.J. Brown to say that in order for everybody to know what the problem is. We all already know. Hurts played like trash yesterday. That was clear. He's not throwing the ball. I don't know what it is. But the point is to fix it. We got to get to the bottom of that. And I don't think talking to Elliott Shore-Parks or talking to any of them damn reporters is going to fix anything. If anything, it is to make Hurts look at you a little funny. Now, the thing I like about Hurts is that he has a certain type of character where I don't think he'll do that. I think Jalen Hurts is the type of dude that's going to be more critical on himself than AJ will be on him, than any of us will be on him. I think he's that type of guy. So I'm hoping, you hit the drawing board. And now, before I start going to some of y'all questions, I'm going to get to every last one of y'all questions. Trust me, I just try to get my thoughts out there first. What I think is happening. This is what I think is happening. I don't know. This is what I think is happening. If you look at Jalen Hurts at the beginning of the season, we had a new offense. Matter of fact, training camp, he passed training camp with flying colors. The same Elliott Shore-Parks dude from training camp, because he goes out there and he actually tracks all of Jalen Hurts' passes and incompletions and completions and touchdowns in training camp. This dude is insane. So he said that Jalen Hurts was excellent. This is one of the best training camps he's ever had. He's throwing the ball all over the place to implementing Kellen Moore's new offensive scheme. During training camp, 90% of the stuff was under center. He was mastering the offense. This is what I believe happened. We go out there against the Packers. Remember, Jalen Hurts against the Green Bay Packers threw the ball over 30 some odd times. Let me get the numbers for y'all. Eagles versus Packers. Just so I ain't just talking out of my but I looked at these numbers before, and we were passing the ball way more in the beginning of the year. All right, so Jalen Hurts against the Packers, 34 passes. So actually he was 20 or 34, which isn't a bad percentage for 278 yards, 2 touchdowns. But what also came with it was the 2 picks, at the time, right? So in the beginning of the season, Jalen Hurts was coming out, confident passer, passing the ball, not worried about getting picks. He was giving A.J. Brown a chance. If guys were close to A.J. Brown, he felt like we could still make the play. He passing it to him anyway. Guys are close to Smitty, Devontae. He passing it to him. He was more of a gunslinger earlier in the year. However, people started complaining about the interceptions because, as we know, with any gunslinger, them guys that's passing 30, 40 times, they throw interceptions. That's what it is, right? So he was throwing some interceptions all over the place. Oh, Jalen Hurts is regressing. He thinking he can make throws that he can't make. It was only few people out there like the Brian Baldingers and guys like that didn't have a problem with it, but most people were having a problem with it. I believe what happened is after that that loss to Tampa Bay, we went on that bye week. We had them 2 weeks, and then we came out and played the Browns and so on. I believe it was during that time that it was planted in Jalen Hurts' head by the coaching staff, whoever, Nick Sirianni, whatever, that, bro, you cannot turn the ball over. Which is true. But I'm trying to figure out right now, why is he not throwing the ball when guys are opening with proper timing, especially in places where, it may be a tight window? What is the problem? To me, I can only see gun shyness coming from one or two things. Either you're not confident, which is something he's never been an issue. It's never been an issue with Hurts and confidence, or you're so afraid to throw an interception that you're just gun shy. And I'm partly not putting it all on the coaches, but I think they part of it too. Part of the quarterback, something between the quarterback coaches and the offensive coordinator, that he messed his head up right now. That's the only thing I can think of. His head is a little messed up. Now we got to get it fixed, because to win the ultimate goal, we need that Hurts from Super Bowl against the Chiefs. We need something close to that, because that Hurts didn't care. He'll pass whatever. Dallas got boom, 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 boom. We know he can do it. That's not the issue because we've seen it. We just got to figure out what the problem is right now. And my problem with A.J. Brown is like, bro, the way you're going about it is not going to fix anything. If anything, if you had a lesser quarterback with like a dude that wasn't as confident in himself as a man, like Hurts is, you would cause problems, man. And like, I don't get it. And there's no quarterback you're going to deal with that's perfect. And there's no quarterback you're going to deal with that likes that, man. You know, that's kind of my problem is with it. All right, so the GOAT Michi one says, what I think the problem was, it was Jalen's confidence. I think the coaches put too much on not turning the ball. Okay. So you basically on the same page I'm on. You're on the same page I'm on. Yeah, I totally agree. Facts. That basically they put more emphasis on not turning the ball over instead of just being a confident thrower. I definitely believe you got something there to that. I'm on the same page with you. Alfredo, hey, what's going on, bro? He says, I don't get it, though. If we have 60-something plays, we can AJ and Smitty have 10 targets a game. Yeah, I agree. Not that every game you're going to – sometimes, you know, you don't have the ball control that other teams have. Like, for example, like Baltimore controlled the ball in that second quarter on that first quarter real crazy, and then the third quarter. But I get what you're saying. If you got 60 plays, you should be able to have Saquon run about 20, and you should be able to have, out of the rest of the plays, you should be able to feed Goddard, AJ, and Devontae. I agree. I totally agree 100%. I agree 100%. AB says, AJ, quit complaining about your numbers. Y'all are first in your division and have an opportunity to get a first round. See, that's my thing. I hope it's not about his numbers, man. What I hope is that it's just simply about he feel like the team is not operating as well as they can. Because then he on the same page with all of us. And really, you ain't got to say nothing to the media. We all know the problem. We see it. Hurts just for some reason ain't got no confidence. He gun shy or afraid to throw picks. Whatever it is, his head a little messed up. AB, I guess Alfredo's talking to AB. We have 60-some plays and get 10 targets a game. So as much as I love seeing Saquon making crazy plays, but respectfully, our receivers can make big plays happen. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We got to find a way. See, I believe in about 55 to 50%. Like you either pass 55% and run 45%, or you pass 55, or you run 55% and pass 45%. I like somewhere close to 50, but I don't mind it varying 55 or whatever. The most unstoppable team is the team that can run well, they can pass well. And that's what we were in 2022. For some reason, it all was working out. And I know it was a different offense. It was the RPO system that Hurts was more comfortable with because he was in that system for about a couple of years. And he also played it in college. That got a lot to do with it. Right now, I'm telling you, the real problem, I believe, is installing a new offense. You know, for whatever reason, Hurts, Jalen isn't a guy that learns a whole new offense really quick. And I don't know what most guys are. Like Randall Cunningham wasn't. Like it took Randall a while, you know, to learn a new offense, right? I believe that once Jalen has the offense down, I believe he will be excellent because that's how hard he works in those types of things. Now I believe he has the arm talent to make every throw in the West Coast system because the West Coast system is basically, it's mostly like slants and wheels, and it's like it's not anything that's like hard to do. And really, he's a guy that likes to go downfield, which is actually his best throw. It's just a matter of seeing it develop, understanding how the defense is supposed to react to it, and letting the ball go when you're supposed to let it go, man. It's all timing. And but it'll get there, but we need A.J. Brown, bro. And you got to have more patience, man. You got to have more patience. Like, all that, like, he missed you a couple times. I get it. I do understand. But I would have been more mad at Hurts if it wasn't for A.J. Brown going to run his mouth. Like, what is that going to do? What is the media going to do other than take the airwaves and just talk crazy about the team? So now all week, we're not talking about the Steelers. We're going to be up here talking about Hurts. That's what I don't like about it. And that's the part he's not seeing. that he needs to see better and understand. So the Google Meet said, also, I think if given another year in the same system, he would know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all it is, bro. At the end of the day, that's all it really is. He's new to a system. He even tried to tell us in the beginning of the year because he knows when it's new plays, new terminology, new system. Like the receiver got to know it just as well as the quarterback and everything, the lineman, everything got to be on the same page. So this year was going to be a little bit rough sledding when it comes to some of these things. For those who know football, they know that it was going to be a little tough sledding. Some people be in denial. They think everything's supposed to click right away. But one thing we do well is we run the ball well. So that's why it's smart for the team to say, okay, we're going to do what we do well now and then start to implement the other things. I just wish Hurts would have completed the easy stuff, because some of the stuff he wasn't pulling the trigger on was easy stuff, the end. But I know sometimes, man, like, when you play quarterback and if 2 plays prior to an easy play didn't work, sometimes like you're seeing things, you're seeing ghosts, and his head ain't right. His head ain't right. That's the problem. I mean, if we can hold off teams until the playoffs, I hope Jalen learns the offense completely and comfortably by the playoffs. Well, I don't think he'll have it completely. See, because there's a part of, I think he'll know the playbook. He'll know the plays. But what happens is, okay, just from playing, having my little experience at quarterback, right? When you first go out there, the coach gives you the play. Bam. You know the play. You know where your receiver's supposed to be. You know it. But when you go out there and you run that play, plays are designed to manipulate the defense, any good play, right? So sometimes the defense follows that manipulation. Sometimes they don't. So now, damn, the way it's supposed to work ain't working. Sometimes you got to improvise, whatever. The 5th time you ran that play, because you done ran twice, you just seen defenses react. You kind of know what to do. You know what they're going to react. This guy's going to be open. It's just we're going through that process right now with the Kellen Moore offense. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to accept that, but that is what it is. Like, we look at the Detroit Lions, and they look like a well-oiled machine. But you got to understand, that's their 3rd year in that same system. It's their 3rd year. So Jared Goff is going to look a little different. It's just, it's just how it is. But the thing we do excellent right now is run the ball. So that's why the running game is so ahead of the passing game. It's not like, well, Saquon's talent is so much on another level to know. Saquon Barkley ain't never have a line like this. And all that helps, right? So that's what's happening right now. So you gotta use the running game. But Hurts has to do the easy stuff, man. You got to do the easy stuff. And really, he shouldn't. Something's wrong with his deep ball right now. It's even last week, he missed A.J. Brown in the deep ball. I wasn't sure if A.J. Brown slowed down or was just he was off. I don't know, but it's off right now. I think they'll get it together because that's one of the strongest parts of their game is the deep ball. Now, just talking about the controversy with the media yesterday. I mean, A.J. Brown, I do believe he had a right to feel the way he feel. I just don't like the way he's handling it. And I like the way that it hurts when he was on his post game. He was real about it. He said everybody has a reason to feel the way they feel. Basically, he said that everyone has a reason to desire more from the passing game. So I'm of the belief that this ain't going to be like something that's going to cause us to fall like last season. I don't think it's nothing like that. You know what I mean? But really, it could be a blessing in disguise, that you had a bad game like this, because you really could have lost that game. My man catches that pass. We talking something different. So this is a good wake-up game. This is a good piece of film that when they're going over film, they should be going over film, either today or tomorrow, and they're going to show all those plays, man. Show Jalen all those plays. Hey, look, bro, you got to let that ball go right here. As soon as your back foot hits that damn, or when you drop them back, I don't know if it was 3 or 5 or whatever it was, as soon as your back foot hit, that ball got to go, man. And that's probably good for this team because this team was probably smelling themselves over the last couple of weeks. You win 9 games. Being this excellent can get exhausting. It can get a little exhausting. You know, so this could be good. This could be good, man. You got some stuff to be critical about. Um, they get back to the lab, you know. But AJ, man, you don't need to shut the fuck up, bro. You gotta shut the hell up. So Jared says AJ Brown will always be at it. He's emotional. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you know, it's cool to be emotional, man. I don't like just taking it to the media. That's the part I don't like. Being upset, that's cool. I'm upset. I'm watching the game going crazy. Like, what the, like we all going crazy. So we all would actually be on AJ's side if he don't run his mouth. Because we all see what's happening, you know. I guess though, for like, even if we don't win the Super Bowl or make it to it, Kellen will probably be gone and he has to learn the new system once again. First of all, I don't want to hear nothing about not making the Super Bowl or not winning it. All right. I don't want to hear that. But yeah, that is a possible problem. Kellen Moore going somewhere else. But you never know. If I'm Howard Roseman, because right now you got to understand. Right now, Nick Sirianni has 1 year left on his contract. He has not been extended as of now. So I don't really know how Jeff and how he feels about Nick Sirianni until he's extended, until he's signed an extension. We don't really know. It might be a situation where if he falls short, he might be gone, and they might have told Kellen, might put the bug in his ear, like, look, if you do well with Hurts, we'll keep you on. Maybe him taking the job he thought that he could slide right in. A lot of times, these organizations do that kind of stuff. So we don't really know. Now, if you go on and win the Super Bowl, I guess that makes it tough to not extend Sirianni, but I don't know. He's not extended yet, and he's, we at 11-2? So we'll see. We'll see about that. Kellen may go, may not go. I really wish we wouldn't have went with Kellen Moore anyway. Like, I probably went with Kingsbury. I probably went with a Shanahan disciple or McVay type, one of those types of guys, man. Because I like what I'm a little bit disappointed in the offense with is I don't see a lot of I don't see guys open, man, just all over the place like you see with McVay's offenses or what you see with Kyle Shanahan's offenses. I don't see a lot of that. I expect it. And I don't know if that's because maybe he's not showing everything. That could be it. But I can't say I'm like really, really impressed with Moore right now. I like a lot of the running schemes. I don't know how much of that is him or how much of that is Stout. I don't really know. So, it's all, man. It's all open on the table for me at this point. It's kind of like, so Jared says Brown maybe was not happy with how the Eagles went over Carolina in terms of how many points were scored and how many few times they passed. Yeah, listen, every single Eagles player and fan was not happy with that game. Like me, my prediction was 30-0. I literally didn't think Carolina could score on the defense, and I thought we could do whatever we want on offense. I really thought that, But now, I think I'm there's certain looks. I think Jalen Hurts right now is having trouble with those drop back defenses where the teams are just rushing 3, rushing 4, and he dropping 7, dropping 8. I think these things are just it's messing him up, and he's gotta figure it out, man. If you're gonna do something, either you're gonna get them check downs real quick, we're gonna run the ball, or whatever. But it is true, certain looks, passing into him, are nothing but a bunch of traps. But he was missing stuff, man, where I don't know. He just gotta get his head right. Love Hurts, but can you imagine Burrow? No, I don't do that, bro. I don't do that right there. Purdy. No. All right, Burrow, Allen. All right, but don't give me no Purdy, please. I agree. I don't want Kellen either, because Purdy is he's in an offense with a genius that just has open guys all over the place. Like, that's like, can I imagine Hurts in San Fran? I think they beat the Chiefs, to be honest with you. If Hurts is in San Fran, I think they beat the Chiefs. Said I agree. I didn't want, because like you even think Hurts at his best oftentimes, even in the offense that we ran over the last couple of years. It is not predicated on guys being open and all of that. It's more like these receivers are just winning one-on-ones constantly. Whereas in San Francisco, Ayuk can win one-on-ones a little bit, but Debo's not a real receiver like that. So it's like, he's more of just a weapon. After he's a yak guy, yards after the catch. But hey, Hurts is better than Purdy, bro. I'm sorry, I ain't with that one. Burrow and Allen, they're Superman. So of course they would probably, you would presume they would do their thing. But yet and still, with any team, I don't think they would have done well with the Eagles last season, because the defense was porous. But yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks that could run this year. You got number one defense and number one running game. Yeah, and two great wide receivers. Yeah, a lot of quarterbacks will do their thing there. Yet and still, I don't know how well guys do first year in the system. Burrow, probably, yeah. I can see Burrow. Josh Allen sometimes, though, isn't always the best player. But Burrow, yeah. Burrow would just probably kill it, yeah. See, I agree. I didn't want telling either nor Vic. Vic turned out. Oh yeah. Vic turned out to be the best pickup. Him and Saquon were the best pickups. Period. Vic Fangio has shown me that it ain't about the system. It's about the guy. It's about the guy. That's what it is. He could play a number of different systems. He don't even look to have a system to me. I mean, he seems to have certain principles. Like, you're not going to give up the big play. Is a principle of his that he's not going to blitz a lot if he doesn't have to, but he's willing to. If he has guys that are good at it. The main thing I like about Vic is that his ability to recognize talent and how to use it. Right? We never had a guy that would look at a guy like Bond. The guy we got, Bond. Bond, was a defensive end. His whole career. And in New Orleans, he was a defensive end who couldn't even crack the starting lineup. We had a chance to get him. Vic Fangio, he just looked at his tape. Look at what he did. And he looked at how the guy runs and moves. And he said, no, this is a linebacker. Right? And he puts him at linebacker. And this guy is playing like an all-pro. That's a defensive coordinator. So those are the things that Vic Fangio impressed me most with. Is those things. He doesn't seem to have favorites. He don't do the favoritism thing. He don't care if you're a vet. He don't care if you're a rookie. He don't care about none of that stuff. All he cares about is how you perform. Now, it does make me question some of the stuff with Slay. I think sometimes he wants to play Rodgers or Ringo instead of Slay, but you got to let Slay rock out. Slay is one of their most important teachers, and he stepped up yesterday when he needed to. He had a strong last drive. Also, I hope Howie extends Bond, because I thought Vic brought Bond to Howie, but it was the other way. So I hope. Howie did. Put it this way, Howie mentioned Bond to Vic. Vic, of course, had the last word on whether or not you should go get him after watching his tape. Then he wanted him. It was something. It happened something like that. Yeah, he has to extend Bond. This city will go crazy. You don't extend Bond, because then all it does is it proves the narrative that the Eagles don't care about linebacker. They don't value it. If you don't extend Bond, you got to extend Bond. Bond is like, besides Jalen Carter, he's been the best player on the freaking defense. Been the best player on the defense besides Jalen Carter. You got a guy that knows, along with Nakobe Dean, how to play off of Davis and Carter, and Milton Williams, a monster. So you got to extend Milton if we haven't done that already. I don't think we have. And then you got Bond. You got to keep Bond for at least a 2-year. Would you want to? I would sign Bond to a 2-year deal, because you got to let a guy do it again before you give him something, crazy extension. But, you figure, I think Bond, 2 years, $22 million, something like that, Bond, Becton, and Milton need 3-year extensions. At least Bond, Becton, and Bond. Yeah, Milton is another one, exactly. I don't know how to just let that guy go, man. That's silly. Like, they brought him in. I know he's had some injuries, but the potential, No, you're talking about first round tackle. You don't know what Becton could later under the tutelage of Stout, he could be the replacement for Lane later. You know, you never know. But the Jets, how do you not try the guy at guard before cutting him? How do you do that? How do you not do that? Like, I'm going to try everything before I got to cut you. All right, you ain't work out at tackle. Let's try this guy at guard. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers would have appreciated that. You know, they probably will let Becton go. I don't think so, because you talking about Becton as your starter. So I don't think so. Eagles, man, they value that offensive line if it's one thing. Steen may be seen as, I think, Lane's replacement right now, unless they run into someone better, like Becton, you know, and Becton. But that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, I didn't want to make this too long, man. But like, okay, basically what I'm saying is AJ, bro, I don't know, man, if that's because he's from, Louisville, wherever he's from. They must not be the type of guys, man. He must not have ran with gangs or cliques, because he just goes and he talks to the wrong people too much, man. You know, you should be talking to Jalen, man. You should be over there talking to him if you got to talk to him. Y'all got to argue. It is what it is. You know, especially if your homies. Like, I don't know. It'd be hard for me to be friends with somebody like that, bro. Like, he has bad judgment, gets emotional, and then now he can't think. You know, I ain't feeling that. But this is what I'm gonna say. You know, before I gotta roll out. Jalen Hurts, I think, is the type of guy that he gonna be more upset with himself than any coach, any fan base, any receiver, anybody like that can be. I think he'll go back to the drawing board, figure it out, and next week I expect him to let it go a little bit. Let it go. I know the Steelers have a good defense, but the Steelers going to be stacking that box. I just know how Mike Tomlin get down. They're going to stack that box. So you're going to have to test Joey Porter and the other corners that they got out there. It's just that simple. That's what I expect. I expect Hurts to come out, nice throwing game. Last time we played the Steelers, remember 2 years ago, we torched them. I know they weren't starting Joey Porter back then, everything like that, and they still got crazy number 39, right? The safety. Forget his Micah. He used to be Hurts's. I think he was one of Hurts's teammates in Alabama. Micah. Yeah, he got a weird name like that, the safety. But thanks for coming through, man. Like I said, don't get down too much, Eagles fans. I don't think so. Now this week is gonna be rough. They're gonna be killing Hurts every day. In WIP, if you listen to the local sports radio, all that's gonna happen. Most of the jokers are just mad. Especially other fan bases and all of that. They got real problems. These small problems we got, these are good team problems. So I wouldn't feed too much into none of that stuff. AJ, though, need to be talked to. I wish we had a Mike Tomlin type of coach, because Mike Tomlin type of guy, he walked straight over to AJ and be like, look, bro, you see that? You see that record? 11-2, that's more important than you and your personal numbers. Just hope you understand that. And hopefully Nick got that in him somewhere, man, that he's not a guy that plays both sides of the fence with everybody. You got to tell everybody what they need to hear. Tell Jalen he need to play better, but you got to tell AJ, bro, like, talking to the media ain't going to do nothing but create more problems, bro. That's all it's going to do. It's going to create more problems. It's not going to fix nothing. Them guys ain't got no answers for you. They just want to write articles. They just want to go on the radio. They want to go online and just talk crazy, man. That's all media wants to do. So AJ Brown got to wise up, man. So, but thanks for everybody coming out, man. Please like, share, subscribe. We want to build this up. Good Eagles talk, as well as I meant to talk about the Sixers, but I forgot about that, man. I'll deal with the Sixers a little bit later. They're off all week, so ain't no rush to the next game. So again, thanks everybody. Peace out.